Welcome to Fine Living, presented by Jim Reif Builders on 1240 Radio WOMT.
And good morning, Lakeshore. Welcome back to Fine Living here on 1240 Radio WOMT each and every week with Jim Reif from Jim Reif Builders. Good morning, Jim.
Morning, Terry.
How are you, man?
I'm real well. Yourself?
Can't complain today. Jim, we are continuing off of our conversation we've been having for the past couple of weeks, and the question that I need to ask you, that I want to ask you, that everybody out there who's looking to build a home is asking you, why can't you just give me an instant price on a new home construction? Just tell me what it is.
Well, we're one of the few industries that it's kind of hard to do that with. I mean, most everywhere else you go, there's a tag or a price label on something,
Right.
and here we can't. Well, if you build a home numerous times, you should be able to, but in most cases for custom homes, there are so many different components, materials, and so on and so forth that the costs vary so much. For example, there's numerous trade contractors involved. Some cases up to 30 trade contractors can be involved in a house.
Really? That many?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
So
and again, when they're working with you, you're handling all of
we
that.
take care of all of
Right.
that, but we're still, having the guy dig the
Right.
basement.
And they still have costs involved that.
Sure. So we got to compile all those pricings.
Sure.
A lot's going to vary, conditions, so on and so forth. So there's, like 30 trade contractors or so, and then just various types of materials, from flooring to the framing material and so on and so forth. And some of that lumber cost, that stuff moves weekly.
Does it really?
It does, yes, it does. It's a commodity item, so it moves weekly, kind of like buying gold, I guess you could say.
So you
to
can't
some
really
degree.
even guarantee anything.
Well, we can guarantee for a little bit once, we put the price out there, but it's like for us to, have our finger on it every single day is really hard,
Sure.
So, we get the bids and then we be able to hold some pricing. So
Okay.
what we typically try to do, Terry, is to dissect the plan, tear it apart wall by wall, so on and so forth, and then put our pricing together for us, for labor, and then for all the trade contractors. So we're going to spell out to the trade contractors what type of fixtures to use for the plumbing, electrician, give him some guidelines so he can put his electrical bid together, and so on and so forth, based on conversations we've had with the consumer. And that. So that really works the best,
Do you break that out for the consumer so they actually know what everything is in detail, or
They get all the information, what goes on in detail.
so they know what the plumber gets and what so on and so forth gets?
What the plumber provides, I'm going to say, because
Okay.
he's going to provide a colder bathtub number, this 662 or whatever, and so on and so forth. So we're going to spell out product and model numbers so that people understand what they're getting. They can go online and look at it, catalog, whatever works best for them
Okay.
to visualize what they're going to have.
Okay.
So, one of the other reasons we do the breakout is, in a recent experience, this goes just back a couple of weeks ago, Terry, where we were actually doing some pricing. And we took some averaging costs, so costs that are kind of out there and you kind of average, and we did that number, and we actually did the breakout number. And we found out the breakout number came in a fair amount less. So it was actually better for the consumer
Okay.
than using averaging costs.
Really?
So that's one of the reasons we try to get our pricing as best we can for the consumer. And I
Okay.
think that's real important.
Okay.
And then if I could, kind of winding down with that on instant pricing, I'd like to take this opportunity, if I could, to ask the radio listeners out there today if they would be interested in casting a vote for us for the Best of the Lakeshore through the Manitowoc Herald Times. Go to their homepage online. You can click down on there, and we're in the best of the best residential builder and the best home improvement company. So I hope people would take the opportunity and vote for us. We try to keep this program mainly educational.
But hey, we need to give you a plug, right?
Hey, we'll take a plug here and there.
We also want to encourage people to like you on Facebook.
Oh, thank you. That'd be great.
Check that out as well. And Jim, a lot of great information here. In a nutshell, again, there's no dollar per square foot as maybe the myth is. It's X per square foot. Again, you can't do that in a custom home project.
That's correct. And so that's the best way we can put it is just it's come talk to us, and we'll explain the process.
Absolutely. Jim, how can they do that?
I think get a hold of us by calling us at 684-6899. We're on Facebook, as you mentioned, and we're also on the web at jimreifbuilders.com, and you can contact us through us from there.
Jim, we will talk to you next week.
Thanks, Terry.
Thanks for listening to Fine Living, presented by Jim Reif Builders, the leader in new construction and remodeling here on the Lakeshore. Let their vision enrich your lifestyle. Tune in again next week for another episode of Fine Living on 1240 Radio, WOMT. To learn more, visit jimreifbuilders.com.